When I was born, I remember being surrounded by people instead of walls. We lived in a joint family with my cousins and uncles and aunts and grandparents in a house yellowing with age which contained all of us. Like the characters of a book, somehow squeezing us in when we all had different stories. Home is a reference point in a Cartesian plane whose origins are not 0, 0. We shifted to the city now. We became an urban family. The only thing urban about us was that I went to an English medium school, training my tongue to speak a language which will help me tell my story so that the people outside home understand me when my parents still struggle to. Home is a reference point. You can always find it with the breadcrumbs you leave. We lived in a rented house, carried rented dreams. You see, when you live in a rented house, shifting when the rent went high or when you find a better house becomes the norm. So we started shifting our rented dreams because you could only pay the rent to stay for a while. You couldn't call it your own. Home is a reference point. In a Cartesian plane of conversations, x-axis being the parameter to live, y-axis being the parameter to argue, we were an exponential curve. When we finally moved into our house, the one which took 2 years to be built, I was told we still pay the bank, that it's still not ours yet. We built so many dreams of our own that we are still paying the loans, that we will still be paying the loans. Home is a reference point. You keep referring to it even in your own poem so that you don't forget that. We placed everything at the right spot. Like how the television set was placed such that when the dinner is served, we care more about the show than about the food. Like how all our family pictures are kept in the guest room, that they are more of a showpiece for guests. Sometimes they seem like more guests than family. Like how all our insecurities are bundled up into hospital bills and loan statements hidden beneath a stack of books we never read. Home is a reference point. Like how I keep referring to this line to connect this poem. You see, my home was always disconnected, and it was no jigsaw puzzle that needed solving. It was a sweater in the making, one which my grandmother used to make, with loose ends hanging from its sides, out of which I make metaphors to knit it back into the sweater to keep us warm in the winter. This is something I'm still learning. Home is a reference point, with more names than pronouns. I know, you don't see how there's more they than we in this poem, because in this spaceship of home, traveling to unknown cities, making well-known friends, I have found a we. My home is a collection of reference points, both static and dynamic, transcending all the quantum boundaries. Schrodinger will be proud. My home is a collection of reference points. Sometimes I try forming constellations with them, to tell myself that I come from the stars, to tell myself that no matter what, I would never get lost, that lights will guide me home, that I will never lose my light. So one day, during a power cut, we sat down and told each other about our light and found a home full of stories. So someday, if you find me performing a poem for you, know this, that for those 4 minutes, I found a home in you.